Hey everybody, it's Monster backing in with Opus Gaming, and I'm here today to bring you guys a little bit of BT13 playtesting. This is going to be me on the brand new Belphemon deck versus my teammate James on the new Lilithmon Loop / Mill deck, which is just a really cool deck. It's bringing Lilithmon back into the meta in a big way, and it's actually a super interesting deck to watch people build and play, so it's something I really want to bring some commentary to you guys on. Before we get too deep on talking about the decks and everything like that, you guys already know we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm going to have more details about that in the description down below. But if you're not subscribed, drop a sub. If you guys are just here to chill, leave a like, leave a comment. All that stuff helps us grow and helps us get on the algorithm. But we're going to get into the gameplay for the video right now. Alright, getting through the mulligan phase here. Looks like James is going to end up keeping his first hand, and I'm mulligan for my second hand, and I have to keep here, so going first and second doesn't matter too much for either of our decks. I think that James definitely wants to go first though, because he forces his opponent to be one card deeper into their deck going throughout the match. So here we see a hatch, and then we keep the hand, we digivolve into a Digimon, and then we just pass here. His deck is heavy on options, so he might not have a Digivolution line, but that's totally okay for the first turn. Going into my turn, I am going to delete my egg to play the Proto Jijimon. On play, draw one, and then I'll discard a card here. And it looks like that's another possible Gizmon. I'm not completely sure here. Next up is just a purple memory boost. We're going to reveal 4. And we grab a... Oh, we're thinking about it. Yeah, it's an Ostamon here. No, we're going to grab the Gizmon here. You do want to get into your Gizmons pretty early, and you want to have them as discard fodder kind of going through the game, because then you just get to play out a lot of them going into your late game. So going back over to the Lilith player side, we're going to raise up, Digivolve into Growlmon. Cost for 2 is going to put me over to 1. And that's just going to delete the Gizmon there. So you see me go into Tapirmon in the back, and then we're just going to hard play our Tamer here. So setting our opponent back over to 2. James is going to go into a Guillemon in the back, just kind of thinking about what he wants to do to follow up that play here. I know these early turns are all just about positioning and setting ourselves up, so both of us are going to be doing the same thing, where we're just looking to set up so he can mill in the late game, and then so I can Digivolve for me. So it looks like James is just going to play out a Miss Memory Boost, mill 2, and draw 1. And it also looks like he did hit the Deathslinger there, so he went from 2, put me over to 1. Deathslinger will gain him a memory, so he went back to 0, and will Digivolve into a War Growlmon, putting me to 3, and both of us are going to mill 3 cards from our deck. So here he does hit a Belphemon for me into my trash, which is really nice, because that puts me in a position where now I'm set up to possibly just go into Belphemon. So you see the draw at the end of turn, discard, and then we draw again for turn. We push up. That Tamer just feels like it accelerates the deck so much. It can be dangerous for Lilith Mill as a specific matchup, but in general, I really do like the Tamer. Thinking about what I want to do here, we're going to swing. I think I had an Ostamon then in hand. We hit a Memory Boost actually, yeah. And then we were hesitant about swinging because we didn't think that we were going to survive, but we weren't sure if we needed to drop the Asta here. But in this game state, it's definitely worth it, because now we get the extra draw. So we draw for Digivolve. Resolving Belphemon Sleep Mode's effect to slot a Rage Mode underneath, and then Tapirmon is going to draw, Demi-Maramon's going to draw 1 and discard 1. And that just puts us in a really, really good position here, where we can swing for a lot of checks on our next turn. So going back over to the Lilithmon side, trying to figure out what we want to do. We're going to play down an Alice right away, and that means that a Lilith is coming down pretty soon. So we're going to pop both our memory boosts, go back to 4. Digivolve for 2 into a Growlmon. Growlmon is going to let us mill 2 from both players' side here. And then I believe that puts the Lilithmon player's graveyard to 9 here. Yep, so he's missing 1 card to go to grave, but thanks to the Alice, he'll be able to delete his Guillemon and Digivolve into Lilith, putting him at exactly 10 on Digivolve. So he drew for Digivolve, but we're gonna mill here for the effect, and then we're gonna resolve Lilithmon's. When Digivolving effect, he's gonna get 2 option cards back out of his trash. So here we see a Jack Raid for sure. And with the Jack Ray, that would put him to 2, and then he would go to 4, and then we see a Glaive Memory Boost. So we're just gonna be starting to cycle our cards here. So I'm assuming he's just gonna start off with the Jack Raid right away to go to 4, so he can just play through the rest of his turn. Because if he has a level 5 in hand, that's kind of a perfect play here. So yep. Jack Raid's gonna gain him 1, Lilithmon will gain him 2 in that situation, and we'll see what he does here. He could go into level 5, which would be a really strong play, but he has other plays as well, I think. Yep. Oh, and we opt to go into the Shine Greymon, the Ruin mode. Ruin mode is fantastic here. It gives my board a blanket minus 5k, so that on the turn where I was going to be able to be super aggressive and super explosive, it stops me from being able to play like a free Gizmon and getting that kind of value with my swings here. So swinging 15 at security, I believe. And I'm just going to negate here so that I am able to play out a card. So my board still has minus 5k. That means I'm not going to be able to trigger any on plays of Digimon with 5k or less. But playing out the Eismon here, Eismon's only 4k, so it'll get deleted right away, and I still get the on deletion to draw 3 and trash 2. So we're still getting through the filter. I do want to have an explosive next few turns, so I still need some gas in my hand. So getting a +1 to my hand size is not too bad right now. So we still want to resolve these. And then we see him delete his Ruin mode to recover 1, as well as being able to give my board an additional minus 5k. So my board is minus 10k. So not even my Gizmon XT will survive during my next turn, which is totally fine. It makes it so that our Belphemon really doesn't want to swing either, because it'll only be probably at 4k, because it doesn't have the additional 3k boost right now, because I have been plussing my hand size a good amount. Finishing up here, yep, we're just going to Digivolve into the level 5. This is going to force us both to mill. It looks like a mill 3. We do hit another Gizmon to our drop area, but dang, hitting the purple memory boost and a calling is really, really rough here. So we'll resolve the Tamer, draw 1, trash 1. Yep, and then we'll draw for turn. So here we do things a little bit backwards. We forgot to Digivolve the Belphemon. Oh, there we go. So Digivolving the Belphemon, and then we go into our breeding phase. Just kind of thinking about what we want to do here, Digivolve, and we forgot at the start of our main phase, we'll delete all of his level 5 Digimon and lower. So that level 5 Growlmon will be deleted, but we're going to declare attack here as well. And then I look up at the screen and I see that his level 5 is still on the board, so I'm just letting him know. His level 5 does have on delete, so he's going to either get back or play oh, maybe not. So, oh, it is 2 checks as well, so it's going to be 7k for 2 checks. We end up surviving, and then we're just Digivolving to Belphemon. Sleep mode, I mean. Going from here, just kind of thinking about what I want to do with the rest of my turn. He doesn't have a memory tamer, so it's probably going to be something for a cost of 3. We can't slam any Digimon, so we're just going to slam a tamer here. Yeah, and that's going to let us cycle a little bit faster, but it also gives us the position where we're going to be able to be a bit more aggressive in how we're going to finish out the game here. So we are threatening lethal here in this game state where we have a Guillemon on board or in raising, and we do have the Belphemon. So if we are able to swing and survive, Belphemon will be able to close out the game by itself. So James is thinking about what he wants to do on his turn here, so we're just going to be playing out the Glaive Memory Boost. He has to play into a line where if I do die on his next turn, he has a line of play on his turn. So here we Digivolve, and then we'll resolve all of our effects correctly this time. So draw 1, trash 1. The second draw 1, trash 1. And then we draw for turn, push out. And here we have to start with the Guillemon swing, just because that's super important, because we can't have Guillemons dying to any security checks. So Guillemon, or like security bombs, I mean. Guillemon will swing here. The check is a purple memory boost, yep. And then Belphemon will just swing for 2 checks here, 17k. As long as nothing dies right here, we're all good. We do hit the Shine Greymon Ruin mode, but we delete Guillemon, restand here, and then we swing for game. Guillemon will also gain us a memory, draw 1, discard 1, and all that good stuff, but that is the end of game 1 there. So as you can see, both decks it's an interesting matchup. Having purple versus purple is very, very cool. I definitely am feeding into what James wants to do with Lilith Mill, where I'm drawing through a lot of my deck. But going into game 2 here, looks like James is going to end up keeping his first hand. I'm looking through for the mulligan, and then I'm going to keep here as well. So having both players have a really strong start is going to make for a pretty good game. So we're going to hatch, and I'm assuming I would have, yep, a rookie or a Proto-Gizmon, and then maybe James will just start at 3 here because we don't have too many cheap Digivolve lines that we want to go. Oh, he's going to start at 4, so we just slammed down an Eismon. We're going to swing for 2 bodies straight into security. We're going to try to get set up so we can go for an early kill because we can get our opponent killed from 3 to game pretty consistently like we did in the last one. Here we see James hatch. He also Digivolves into Guillemon here right away, and then just kind of think about what he wants to do. He's going to play out a purple memory boost, so that will set him to 1. I'm assuming here we're kind of just looking for a Digivolution line, so maybe he has a 4 in hand and he wants a 5, but the Ruin mode is really nice here because you don't play too many of them. So we're going to pick up a Ruin mode and send 4s and 5s to the bottom of deck. And then follow that up with, even playing a second memory boost here would be totally fine, like a Miss Memory boost, because I'd only be getting set to 2, but we're going to just play out the Guillemon, so having the body is also very nice here. We're just going to raise up on my side and swing at security right away. It will die, so we get to draw 1 and then draw 1, trash 1. Let's see what the first card coming down, is it going to be a Gizmon or will it be a Belphemon? Yep, it's a Belphemon Rage mode, so that's really good for us. And then we also turn sideways here with Shade, and then it's a Jack Raid. He just goes to 0. That's absolutely fine here though. We don't mind having the body survive because it kind of forces him to either swing into it or give us just free advantage. Here we're going to play out the purple memory boost and we're going to get a Rage mode to hand. I think we're kind of looking for the Awesomon as well, but it's totally fine hitting the Rage mode here because now it's a free discard target and we get to just keep digging deeper into our deck. So pulling out all the good mill targets though against Lilith Mill is very rough because he can hit some pretty spicy things in our deck and cripple us. Here we're going to see a Guillemon come up to the main field, and James is just thinking about how he wants to follow up his play. We're going to go into, yep, the Growlmon, draw, mills 2 from both players' side. We see an errata, and we see the, or not the errata, I'm sorry. We see the tamer for the purple side, and we also see the level 5 that plays it from trash for free. So that was a little bit of a rough mill for James, but I'm sure he'll follow it up with some more milling for the turn. He was just asking me what cards I hit and what they did, and I was just explaining to him that they just combo together. So I'm going to swing 5 into the Shade, or into the Eismon. Draw 3, and just deciding what to discard here. Ooh, we actually get to play out the Eismon for free here, and then we get rid of a Gizmon in hand, which is also very strong, because now we're just setting up our trash for having more Gizmon targets. So Digivolve for 3, go to 0 into the Blackboard Growlmon after popping the memory boost to go back to 3. And here, as the Lilithmon player, you're kind of just chilling. You're in a position where you can go into the Lilith here, but you don't have to. I only have the Eismon on my side of the board, so it's not easy for me to get up into Belphemon. So we'll see what he decides here. He could also just slam like an Alice or something. Yep, and we decide to slam the Glaive Memory Boost. We'll grab out another piece of our Digivolve line. Yep, it's the Lilithmon, so we can do it next turn for sure. And I hatch. That is actually a really big problem, having him have the Lilithmon in hand. We're also resolving the effect to play out a Growlmon from the trash as well for his level 5. That is just kind of a rough position though for me, just because now I have to clear the level 5. But I do have the Proto-Gizmon, so I'm going to delete my egg, draw 1, discard 1. And here, if I get rid of an Eismon, that'll boost my Eismon up to 9k, so I'll swing 9k over his 8k. Which does help me. It stops him from being able to go directly into the Lilithmon, but now he's going to get a piece back to his hand. And he decided to take the level 5 War Growlmon back, which makes sense. That's kind of one of the more important pieces because it gets you a mill 3 and it gets a body out on your side of the field. So here we go to the Gizmon AT by deleting our Proto-Gizmon. We're going to draw 2, discard 2. So just fishing for that Astamon here is the position where going into an Astamon would be perfect, because we would just delete the Gizmon, and then we would have a Belphemon board. We play another purple memory boost, definitely looking for an Asa here. It's another Belphie on top though. Into a Gizmon, we have to take the Belphie, just because we don't see the next piece of our puzzle. So here we're getting into a position where we're just kind of breaking a little bit, and we're in a rough position. James is in a pretty great position. He has a couple bodies on board, and he has a good amount of memory to work with, so he's not really in any kind of danger right now. Thinking about what he wants to do for turn. Possibly going to Digivolve one of the Digivolution lines, probably not the one that has the on deletion effect to gain the memory, because he just gets so much value out of deleting that with like an Alice or something. But here just kind of picking where he wants to go. Yep, we're going to Digivolve for 2 into the Growlmon. That's definitely the play here. Draw 1. Both players are going to mill 2. He gets to hit his rivals, which is a huge deal here. He follows that up with popping the memory boost, going back up to 3. We get to go back into that 5 that we cycled back last turn. Draw a card, activate Black War Growlmon's effect. Mill 3, he's going to get a memory off the Deathslinger, and then he'll be able to play out a level 3. He's just checking his graveyard, but he's just going to play the one that he just milled for now, I'm assuming. He could get back the other Guillemon, but yeah, no. Now we just float the other body onto board. I'm not sure what the play is from here though. He is at 1 memory. And that 1 memory was just gained from the memory, or from the Deathslinger. So we're gonna swing into the rest of Digimon. That helps clear the board. It keeps me off of going into like a really important Belphemon on my next turn, and then he's just gonna play a Jack Raid. He had 20 in trash, so that will put him up to 3. He Digivolve into Lilithmon, because we saw that he grabbed it back earlier. Draw. Lilith is gonna get him back Jack Raid, and does he just have another one in there? That would be ideal, yeah. Oh no, he gets a Calling. Calling is really good here as well, because now he can just continue the loop. He's going to follow this up, check the graveyard really quickly, and play out, or no, just Digivolve, yeah. Draw, and it's going to force us both to mill again. Gizmon's not too bad there, but we see the other Eismon, which is a little bit rough, because we are trying to plus our hand size here, but we have a Gizmon on board, so we'll see what we end up doing. Do we just put him to 2 security and try to kill him out from here? That could be a very possible plan. We also know, I believe he still has that, the ruin mode from earlier as well, so that means that he, even if I put him to 2, he'll go back up to 3 on his next turn. Yep, 6k at security. It's it's an Alice. That's really rough. We pop memory boost. Oh, we finally saw the Astamon though, so we'll put him to 1. We'll delete the AT, go into Belph effect, and this is a really good position for us, because now we finally get to try to come back in this game. Our opponent's at 2. We have not something in raising, but we do have an egg. So if we have a Proto Gizmon, that means that we can just play Proto Gizmon for 1 and try to go for game there. By deleting the AT, we're gonna put 2 cards back to the bottom of our deck. We're gonna get to summon out another Digimon as well, which is a big deal, because now that plays out our Tamer. And now we're set up to try to push for game here, but Ruin Mode might come down and say something about that for sure. And that'll be, yep, James' turn at 1. It doesn't matter how much memory though you set Lilith loop at, they're just gonna go all the way up to 10 regardless, or use 10 memory somehow on their turn. So we're gonna start it off with a Jack Raid. I think it'll be a +2 memory and then +2 from Lilith, so it should jump him up to 5 here. Nope, just to 4. It looks like he was just shy of 20. And then we are going to play Calling. We're going to delete the Lilithmon stack to get back a 5. He's just checking his hand here. And a Lilithmon. After that, we are going to, I'm assuming he's just going to Digivolve up the stack that he just got. Digivolve Lilith, he's going to mill 3 from both of us, and this is where the milling is getting super dangerous because now it's just very, very consistent. He milled 3 last turn, milled 3 this turn, milled 2. That'll play out the Guillemon, and he has the Alice. So now when the Guillemon Digivolves, it'll plus him 1 memory when he goes into his Lilithmon that he just got back, so. Yep, Lilithmon for free, delete the Guillemon, draw. Guillemon will gain him back a memory. Lilithmon will get him back 2 cards from the trash, a Jack Raid and an additional card. Yeah, oh, just 2 Jack Raids, yeah. I mean, that's what I would do too. And then here, he definitely probably has enough to gain 2 from each. This is a new Lilithmon, so that means that, yeah, he's just gonna skyrocket his memory here. So we see, let's see what happens here first. I'm assuming, yeah, it's just slam. You have to slam Jack Raid. There's a reason you got them back, so yeah. Jack Raid, it looks like it only gains 1. Lilith will gain him 2, and then the second Jack Raid will gain him 2, so he's going to be up to 6. So it looks like he was at 19 that whole time, just kind of floating. And then we see the Ruin mode come down. Ruin mode's really, really good here. I can just see that now I'm not in a position to go for game here. So you'll see how we try to get some interaction. So it starts off with the swing from Ruin mode. And here, instead of letting the security check go through, I block with my Gizmon, and I actually should have not blocked with the Gizmon, and that's something that we'll talk about in just a second here, but we'll see how everything happens. What I wanted to happen was for sure go bring out the Proto Gizmon, that'll be free. Proto Gizmon will get deleted right away before it can trigger its on play from the -5. But what I should have done was just waited for him to get a -10, because now when I bring up the Gizmon AT, I do put 2 cards to the bottom of my deck, but I do draw two new cards. So essentially it doesn't do anything for me because AT can still get its on play because there's only -5 on the board. If there's -10, I would skip the draw 2 and I would only be putting 2 cards to the bottom of my deck, and then AT would die right away, letting me put another 2 cards to the bottom of my deck going into the XT, and then XT would just die and I'd probably end the loop there. But I could just put cards to the bottom of my deck and really just give me a lot more cards and a lot more buffer against this deck that is trying to mill me out. So that's something that I made a decent misplay on, but it's just, yeah, we're just going through the motions of doing it here. The only difference is that I lose those 2 cards, the draw 2, discard 2 from that 1 Gizmon. So, and then his effect will go into effect and give everything -10. Here we're finishing up, we're bringing out a Proto, going back through. Proto's gonna go, die right away, put 2 back, get the AT. And yeah, we're just gonna end it there. We won't activate the effect. So here, thinking about what he wants to do, he deleted his Omni, or his Shine Rune mode. That put him back up to 3 security. That means that I can't just swing for a +1 check and then swing again for game. And now, yeah, we're just in a bad position now. We just went from being in such a strong position to Rune mode, just flipping it for our opponent here. But that's really, really good because that just kind of shows how like good both of these decks can be. James is just thinking about what he wants to do here to wrap up the play, and we just play out the Glaive Memory Boost. That'll set us to 2, lets him get back something like a Lilithmon or a level 4 or level 5, just kind of whatever he's missing. So he can go for a big push on his next turn. My deck is definitely thinning out quite a little bit here too, so James is definitely doing what he needs to. And we actually grabbed back the Rune mode here because it did so much work there, so. Still just thinking about what I want to do for my turn. I'm ending his turn, draw 1, discard 1, but we are in a rough position. We'll Digivolve the Belphemon right after this. I'm really thinking about what I want to discard, but it's probably just going to be a Vilemon just for later uses. The Digivolve happens, it's my turn, draw for turn, Digivolve and Raising, draw for Digivolve. My level 5 does pop his rookie here, so I'm just reminding him there that I declared. On deletion, we both mill 2. He gains a memory off of Deathslinger. That's just not great for me. And then here, I'm really just thinking, is it even worth it to swing a minus 10k? I probably will die at 4k because I probably don't have enough cards out of hand to be at 7k. And we just Digivolve, put him back to 1, and we're just gonna pass our turn here. That was a really not explosive turn for the turn that we were supposed to be ending the game, so that's just really, really unfortunate. James was really able to interrupt our play here with the Lilithmon loop there. So with him starting his turn at 1, he thinks about what he wants to do. He raises up to start. We pop Memory Boost and we go to 3. Sorry. Digivolve for 2. Draw. Effect to mill. I'm sure he has some jack rates that are just in his hand chilling. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's counting out for. So as long as he has enough jack rates to go into a level 5, the level 5 will bring out a free level 3, and then he'll be able to pop that level 3 with the Alice and go into Lilithmon, and then just loop me out of a deck from there, even if he has to hard play another rookie. So jack rate is going to boost him all the way back up to 4. We Digivolve, go down to 1. Growlmon is going to resolve. He has no more deck, so Growlmon's not milling anything from him, but it is going to mill from me. And he brings out a free level 3. Just trying to decide which one. I'm assuming it might be the one that gains a memory. No, it's just bringing out the other one. I can't remember what the inheritable or the effect of that one is. I think it's just on deletion and mill too. So we're going to Digivolve, delete here. He's going to get to draw. I'm going to mill 2. Puts me down to 1 card in hand. Now that he has a bunch of memory, all he has to do is play a 3 and then a 4 that mills me, and that'll be the end of the game here. So he has effectively milled me. I do have the 1 card in deck, so if he doesn't have any more milling cards, that's going to be the end of the game. But yep, we see Jack Raid come down. He gains a whole bunch of memory here. And then we slam a rookie. Yep, any rookie will do. He pops the delay card here, gets back a level 4, Digivolve's level 4. That'll mill me out, and that is game for James here for the Lilithmon player. So going into game 3 now. That was a really good finish out for the Lilithmon. That really shows like what it can do, how it can disrupt your opponent. The ruin mode there did so much work, but just looping your opponent and looping the amount of mills that you can get is just a really, really smooth way for it to play. So starting out game 3, we're gonna have James go first. He Digivolves and raising for a rookie, and then we also play down a memory boost, and we see 4 not Digimon, which really, really, really is rough for him as a start out. Going over to my turn, I see a rookie Digivolve, and I also play a memory boost. This time we're just gonna grab another rookie. We'll probably just slam said rookie for 3 if we don't have anything to Digivolve and raising. That's decent. Yep, we slam rookie. It'll be his turn. He Digivolves for 2 out of raising to get some cycle going. This one's gonna cause both of us to mill 2. He gains a memory off of Deathslinger. And pretty soon, I'm pretty sure you're just going to see that he wanted to hit anything but the Deathslinger. That's just really unfortunate because I think he plays a card that costs 2 here, the Alice. Yep, we see him flash the Alice there. Alice comes down, he goes down to 0. That would have passed me to 1. And it looks like he just doesn't have either another good play or another effective play, so he just passes. For me, I'm just raising up and I'm turning on the gas. I'm swinging with my rookies. Draw 1, discard 1, and then I get the egg, draw 1, discard 1 for Demi. That one will die. And then here I kind of think about what I want to do, because I do have to progress my board state a little bit, but I do want to put as much aggression on. So instead of swinging, we do just play out the Gizmon AT. We delete there, we draw 2 and discard 1, and then we'll draw 1 more and discard 1 more. Or discard 2 here for the Gizmon. We put down a Gilmon, but then we pick it back up thinking that we might need it for raising. We'll get rid of an option, and then we draw 1, discard 1 for the Facecomon. And with that memory boost that we played during the last turn, now that we're fully set up in our grave, our opponent's at 4. We play out an Asamon by popping memory boost, go to 3. We put him to 4, which isn't too much. We pop our Gizmon to Digivolve into Belphemon, activate effect a slot under, and then we're also going to do an early Gizmon effect as well, so we can float another body onto board, because that's actually threatening lethal for our opponent here. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be, because we would just be threatening 4 checks for our opponent. But if we're able to float another body out, that would be lethal. So you never know with this deck. We don't have a tamer to bring out, but it's totally fine. We just want the body. Here we see a Digivol or a hatch and then just a pass. He actually has no playable cards, which is just really unfortunate. Starting my turn, I blow up his board, I blow up his body. I Digivolve and raising into a Guilmon. Since he ended up passing, that put me at 3 memory, so I'm going to slam a body to the board to Piermon, and we're just going to swing 17 for 2 checks. To Piermon is going to let us draw a card now and be restand. And then as long as we don't hit a bomb here, we just get the game. Yeah, that's just really unfortunate, because then, yeah, now Gizmon swings for game there. So Lilithmon honestly just bricked out. We didn't get to see what the deck could do, but we do get to see James's hand, which is just going to be a bunch of Jax Raids and a Lilithmon and then another option. So not too much he could have done there at all, but quite unfortunate for game 3. But that was just a little bit of what the new Belphemon deck can do. That being a new BT13 deck, and then people revisiting Lilith Loop with the new mill cards is actually super interesting. I think it's a pretty cool deck, and I think that it's got some legs in the BT13 format. But before I ramble on too much, you guys already know this is gonna be Jijimon with Opus Gaming, and I'm out. Take care, you guys.